That's why we are making a statement with Obi. Obi is only the flag bearer of the people who are fed up with February and the APC administration.
Hi, welcome everyone. Chief Ayo Adebanjo, the Afenifere leader, explaining the reasons he is backing and endorsing Peter Obi to win the presidential elections in an interview with the Arise TV crew. Also, he has never hidden his principled belief in equity, fairness, and justice. In the interview, he asked if the Southeast region is not part of Nigeria, demanding why the Southwest should have a second shot at the presidency if the Southeast haven't gotten a chance. Before we see all Chief Adebanjo said, let's see the former APC presidential candidate who in his own words have become obedient. He said that he has chosen country over his party and therefore calls other progressives to become obedient too. Speaking to newsmen, SKC Ogbonnia said that his endorsement of the Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi is a democratic revolution whose time has come. He said his decision to endorse Peter Obi from an opposition party wasn't an easy one for him, but that there comes a time to say enough is enough. Explaining further what drove his decision to support Peter Obi while remaining a member of the ruling party APC, Ogbonnia said that he has conscience, that in Peter Obi he sees a true detribalized Nigerian like himself who is committed to real change, that he sees a generational visionary who is truly passionate and committed to rescue the country from total collapse and reposition her for greatness. SKC Ogbonnia recalled how he crossed party lines from the National Republican Convention to campaign for MKO Abiola of the Social Democratic Party during the aborted Third Republic. He said that he saw a better candidate in Abiola than the candidate of the then NRC, Bashir Tofa. In the Fourth Republic, SKC Ogbonnia started out with the PDP but left the party after the 2007 general elections. He later became a foundation member of the APC and went on to contest the presidential primaries.
We almost are focused on 2 other bits. Let me give you one thing. Can you talk to 5 people today about Peter Obi? Tell them what he's all about, the competence, what he has done before, and what we hope to see from him, and the fact that he has empathy. He cares for the people of Nigeria. Tell 5 people, convince 5 people, and let those 5 people go on to tell other 5 people. 1 for 5 votes. That's how you create those votes.
It is the political season and every politician is getting one form of endorsement or the other. Tinubu was recently endorsed by Nollywood veteran Zach Oji, who gave reasons why he is supporting Tinubu to win the 2023 presidential election.
My support for Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is both experiential and personal. I have lived in Lagos for over 40 years of my life.
The 2023 presidential election will be an interesting one. Political campaigns haven't started and it is already dividing families. It looks like Zach Oji's wife is obedient, going by this message she posted on Instagram about Peter Obi's visit to a church. Other Nollywood actors have earlier endorsed Tinubu for the presidency. Before we see more endorsements flowing towards the Labour Party candidate Peter Obi, let's see his recent reveal that more than 1,000 people have contacted one of the schools he attended to verify the authenticity.
In the past 6 months, they have done everything humanly possible. In fact, one of the schools that I attended told me and called me and said, "Is there anything wrong? We have received over 1,000 people asking whether you came to this school." So I decided that since some of them from Nsukka to Lagos Business School to wherever, Oxford or Cambridge, and I have an alumni number. I'm going to add them in my next CV so that it will make it easier for them to locate it.
Although endorsements don't guarantee that someone will win an election, but they are all part of promoting a candidate. What remains is to see if the promoters are able to convince undecided voters. Undecided voters do not make up the majority of voters. Many people registered to vote in the upcoming presidential elections before the close of the continuous voter registration. As you can see from the final figures released by INEC, there are more than 12 million new registered voters in Nigeria. Even at that, many still didn't register, as you can see in this INEC registration center in Alimosho local government area in Lagos State. This was the last day of the registration on July 31st.
Very easy for you guys. Because according to INEC,
it was the same in other local government areas in Ikeja and Oshodi Solo, although these ones were filmed few days before the end. It is called a continuous voter registration, so it shouldn't have a time limit. Anyone can go and register at any time. People turn 18 years all the time. The only thing INEC should do is to process the ones they can handle before the election and give people their PVCs, so no need to close the registration at all. New voters might determine the outcome of the presidential elections because a huge percentage of the new voters have a favorite candidate that somehow motivated them to go and register to vote. So if 10 million people out of the more than 12 million people that registered are able to collect their PVCs and actually turn up on election day to vote, they will make an impact in the election. Even if 50% of the new voters vote for one candidate, the impact will still be huge. Now, let's see the new voters' numbers in the states of the four major candidates. In Lagos, which is an APC stronghold, they have won here since 2015. There are 585,629 new voters, which brings the total number of registered voters in Lagos to 7.1 million. Tinubu will be hoping to win Lagos even if it's with the slightest of margins. In 2019, when he wasn't on a ballot, Buhari won with a margin of more than 100,000 votes. So the PDP is strong in Lagos, but they will share votes with Peter Obi's Labour Party this time around, and other former APC voters who might have a reason not to vote for them this time around. There are a sizable number of voters who were hoping to vote for the Vice President Osibanjo in case he won the APC presidential primaries, which was not to be. Will they vote for another party in protest? No one knows. Looking at Tinubu's region, the Southwest, Oyo comes second, followed by Osun State, Ogun State, Ondo State, and Ekiti State. Osun State doesn't have more registered voters than Ogun State, but the high number there is largely because of the recent governorship election which Adeleke of PDP won. This same thing played out in Anambra where elections were held in November last year. So they already have an updated voter register higher than the one that was done in 2019. This explains why Anambra came second in the southeast with 313,471 new voters. This is Peter Obi's home state that used to give PDP block votes. The voting pattern will change dramatically in Anambra State this time around, not just because Peter Obi is from Anambra State, but because the fact that many in the region feel betrayed by PDP after giving them block votes since 1999. Chief Edwin Clark sums it up nicely.
Southeast had not got it. Therefore, in fairness to them, being part of this country, they should produce the next president. Not because they are Igbos, not because they are Southeast, because they are part of this country.
Anambra is very liberal when it comes to politics. MKO Abiola won in Anambra State in 1993 elections. Obasanjo won in Anambra State even when their son Odumegwu Ojukwu was on the ballot. Buhari also lost in Anambra State when he ran with the likes of Umezoke and Chubo Kadiwo, the former Senate president. Looking at other states in the southeast, Ebonyi State came first, followed by Anambra State, of course, then Abia State, Enugu, and Imo State. Now, let's see Kanu, Kwankwaso's home state. There are 569,103 new voters in Kanu. Kanu will be a battleground of sorts in the coming presidential elections. Kanu State gave Buhari more than 1.4 million votes in 2019 election. Now that he is not on the ballot, it will be a scramble between Kwankwaso and the APC. PDP might also retain about 300,000 votes that they got in Kanu last time around. Looking at other states in the northwest, Kaduna State came second with the new voter registrations, followed by Jigawa State, Katsina, Sokoto, Kebbi, and Zamfara State. Now, let's see Atiku's home state of Adamawa. There are 261,467 new voters in Adamawa State. Last time around, Atiku won 50% of the votes cast in Adamawa State. He also lost his polling unit to Buhari in the last election. Now that Buhari won't be on the ballot, Atiku will definitely improve his vote tally. Looking at other states in the region, Bauchi State registered the highest number of voters in the northeast, followed by Taraba State, Adamawa, Borno, Gombe, and Yobe State. Now, more on Chief Ayo Adebanjo's interview where he reiterated his principled adherence to justice, equity, and fairness.
And then those of us who are lining behind him to lead us to the goal we want in this country. He has the integrity, the education, the character, the antecedents to do all these things.
Chief Edwin Clark is another nonagenarian who shares the view that the Southeast region should produce the next president if the presidency is coming to the southern part of the country.
There is a droning between the rotation between north and south. When it comes to the south, we will decide what to do. I've said the east, southeast has not got it. When we fought the Civil War, General Gawan said, no victor, no vanquish. You did not create a Nigeria where some people will be second-class citizens, others will be first-class citizens. Then we have no country.
He also said that politicians adhere to zoning when it is convenient for them. He cited the fact that in 2019 presidential elections, only northerners contested the election from the two major parties. These sentiments might hurt PDP in the south because they fielded a northerner when a northerner in Buhari is about to leave power. Alright, remember that the ultimate versus video comparing the four major candidates is still being cooked. It will be done very soon, and hopefully the candidates will reveal their programs and manifestos on how they plan to tackle some of the challenges the country is facing. So make sure to stay subscribed to our channel and enable notification. Also, we have a channel membership you can join to support the work that we do. And thanks to all those who have joined already. Your donations and support are appreciated by the Ned Media family. Till next time, bye-bye.